Congressman Mace, thank you so much for coming on today. We appreciate it. A lot to get to today. We want to start with this heinous shooting. I want to get your reaction to this and what you make of it.
Well, very deeply tragic this morning because there were, as we were hearing, at least 2 fatalities and other injuries, but also deeply concerning. Another sniper on a roof, outdoors, taking aim and killing someone, or someone's in this case. In fact, I just talked to my staff. I just said, do we need to go get a drone to look at the roof of our office building, every day? It feels, you think of copycats, you think of, how is this person so deranged or radicalized somewhere to think that killing people is okay? It's deeply concerning. And of course, our prayers are with everyone who's been affected in Dallas today.
Yeah, and as we heard, Secretary Noem said we don't know motive yet. But what are your thoughts on that? And all this rhetoric that we hear against law enforcement, do you think this could be a factor?
Well, certainly I think it could be a factor. And of course, we want to wait and learn about motive. It's not very clear. When Charlie Kirk was murdered, it was pretty clear what was going on there. This is slightly different. I do want to hear from law enforcement on what their investigation as it unfolds to get that motive. But anyone who picks up a rifle and murders a man is radicalized one way or another. This person somehow thinks killing other people is okay. And of course, illegal immigration has been politicized because one side wants to deport everyone here illegally. The other side wants to keep everyone here. And so I would assume that there's some sort of political motivation. We don't know what at this point yet, but we have to look at all those things. And one of the things that's really clear to me is, where are people being endorsed for this kind of behavior? Social media apps and online forums. And I think that's a conversation that we really need to have, because in 120 characters on any of these social media apps, you can say some really heinous and disgusting things and then feel like picking up a rifle and killing another person is somehow okay. And it's not. And it really is deeply troubling. And I just can't believe it's happened again.
Yeah, it really is shocking, and we're waiting for more answers on this. But is there anything that we can do to better protect our ICE agents during this time? Is there anything that Congress can do?
Well, I think the biggest thing for me is to stop dehumanizing police officers, law enforcement, ICE, DHS, those in our community, elected officials who want to keep our states or communities or counties or towns safe. We have to stop dehumanizing folks, because they have a job to do. They're paid to put criminals in jail. They're paid to deport people who are here illegally. That is the law of the land. And we don't kill people for that. But the villainization and that sort of thing, dehumanizing others, that's why I think we are where we are today. And then it's reinforced on social media platforms, whether it's Discord or Steam or Reddit. You hear, Reddit used to be a normal place, and you go on there now and it's just vomit of violence and how horrific, Republicans are, for example. It's everywhere. And it's something that we have to have an honest, conversation, and people need to take responsibility that we got to stop this and figure out a way. And also, I'm now I now have armed guards everywhere I go, and no one should have to live in fear. But snipers on a roof, no one can do outdoor events anymore. And that really is it's sad that that's where we are today.
Yeah, it's sad and it's frightening. And you mentioned this rhetoric is everywhere. Even in Washington, with your fellow lawmakers there, saying things. Talk to us a little bit about that and the dangers there.
Well, I tried to censure and kick Ilhan Omar off her committees last week and failed. We had 4 Republicans vote against the measure to do that. But this was a member of Congress, an elected official, who's posting content calling Charlie Kirk and conservatives terrorists, and has said that we're fascists, and implicated us and said that, in fact, Ilhan Omar last week said that I was going to harm another person. She just puts targets on the backs of conservatives, but she's not the only one. And so I mean, I constantly get death threats because of the violent rhetoric of the left from people like Ilhan Omar. And and they're able to get away with it. There's no accountability. There's no responsibility. And I'd like us to get back to a place of normal. Like, the Republican Party is the party of normal and safety. When Melissa Thornton was murdered in cold blood with her husband in Minnesota, every single Republican joined the Democrats to honor her in a resolution. But when, God forbid, Charlie Kirk gets assassinated for political reasons, you had almost 60 Democrats vote against it. And when Lauren Boebert asked for a moment of silence and prayer, they booed her on the floor of the House of Representatives. And so that's what we're up against. And we've just got to keep calling it like we see it until these people get voted out of office and we can get back to some semblance of America first on both sides of the aisle, because this is not where we are today.
No, and I was going to ask you, I mean, what can we do to kind of, tamp this down, bring the temperature down, and come together? I mean, we are the United States of America.
Well, in my estimation, we have to hold ourselves accountable. And that means when we have Republicans doing things they shouldn't be, we hold them accountable. When Democrats are so pervasive with the violent rhetoric and egging it on, they have to take responsibility, especially when it comes to transgender violence. I mean, we have just seen transgender shooter after shooter, or someone who espouses that ideology or endorses that ideology or supports that ideology. All that's coming from the left. And we have to be honest and tell the truth. And I don't know if you guys have been on social media this morning, but you've got pregnant women recording videos of themselves taking Tylenol, which has now been linked to autism. And they hate Trump more than they love their babies. I mean, that, to me, it is so insane on where we are today. Like, the Democrat Party has some ownership in this, and they need to take responsibility for this. They're denying science. They're denying there's violence when they're egging it on. And we can't get past that until they recognize their role in it.